A newly appointed UAP Advisory Council has been put together by the White House in hopes of answering exactly those questions. Our next guest is the head of that advisory council, Avi Loeb, joins me now. He's also the director of Harvard's Institute for Theory and Computation and wrote the book Extraterrestrial. Avi, welcome back. Okay, is it your job as the person in charge of this council? Are you guys going to finally explain what these objects are in these videos, or what? Are you going to get to the bottom of it all?
Well, thanks for having me. That's exactly the intention. You know, on the same day that the third batch was released, Steven Spielberg put out his film, Disclosure Day. But I think it's much more interesting to live through the reality rather than the artistic freedom displayed in the script of Spielberg. And frankly, my car is not being crashed against a moving train, as you find in the film. The government is actually cooperating with me, with scientists. And that's very exciting because it means that indeed there are objects they cannot figure out. And if they were suspecting that these objects are definitely human-made, they would have expressed that opinion in memos written to the Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, rather than sharing it in a file release to the public and asking scientists to help them.
How are you going to figure out what these things are?
By following the evidence. You know, we need to keep our eyes on the orbs, not on the audience. And by the audience, I mean social media people having opinions. By collecting better data with better sensors, analyzing it with the latest AI software, then we can make progress. And we can advise the US government of how to collect this data, because at the very least, if you have a down-to-earth interpretation of these objects, they are a national security threat if they are human-made, produced by adversarial nations. We have holes in our defense system of the US, and there need to be more priority given to figuring them out. And in the process of getting better data and figuring them out, you know, we might realize that one of the objects is not human-made, and it's sufficient to have one in order for that to be the biggest discovery ever made by humanity.
When you say follow the evidence, is the only evidence these videos, or is there other evidence, whether it be witness testimony, or is there even tangible scientific evidence?
Yeah, so it needs to be evidence from multiple sensors, so we are sure that the objects are real and not optical illusions. We need to figure out their distance and the velocity acceleration that they exhibit, which would convince us if they are outside the performance envelope of human-made technologies. And finally, you know, if there is any material, and that could include the biological material, but any material from crash sites of such unidentified objects would be very useful in the scientific analysis. And, you know, it's not clear what the government exactly has because the most interesting data is probably still classified.
Yeah.
But we can nudge the government in this direction. There is definitely willingness to cooperate. I must say, my interpretation of the classification is that in the past, you know, the intelligence agencies, the Pentagon, preferred not to be scrutinized for not figuring out some objects. And, you know, that's a way of justifying classification. Also, some of the data was collected by classified sensors. And finally, they didn't want adversarial nations to be aware of holes in the defense system and vulnerabilities of our strategic assets. But now there is a completely different mindset given following President Trump's directive. And we are all trying to figure it out together in cooperation. And I hope that all the suspicion against government being, you know, hiding things will be forgotten once we get to the bottom of this.
You know that's not going to happen, Avi. It goes decades. And here's the problem. A lot of people who do or claim to have inside knowledge say some of this stuff is so classified and is in the hands of defense contractors and has been for decades that even the President of the United States doesn't know fully what's going on, what we have, and what we're doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm hoping you guys have success in all of this, but aren't you going to run up against the same roadblocks every single other person has run up against in trying to figure out what those things are and if they are from you know, if they're extraterrestrial, which is in the, you know, these classified, you know, concrete walls that have been erected by the government or, more importantly, the defense contracting industry?
Well, anyone with specific knowledge can bring it to my attention, and we will do our best to get to these materials, to this evidence. And I just don't buy it that the future must be as boring, as depressing as the past. I'm an optimist, and I think giving the willingness of government to cooperate, let's give it a shot and do our best, and let's celebrate this moment rather than you know, being frustrated by the past. So I would be delighted to speak with you, you know, in several months and discuss the progress we are making. And for now,
we would like nothing more, Avi, than to have you come back to the show and tell us what you have found. So consider that your invitation.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.